So I'm watching Stranger Things now. Not really sure how it happened. I just opened Netflix, clicked it, and here I am. Let's go on a journey together, and let's watch Stranger Things. Watching that little boy, Will, watching him try and load a gun, I understand he was stressed, but that was somewhat painful. And that's not really relevant to the storyline, but I just wanted to share that. Were they playing Dungeons and Dragons? What was that game? And why was it 10 hours long? Who has the patience for that? Guess none of those kids have ADHD. David Harbour's in this. And where's his tattoos? Did they cover them up? There's not a lot that can be said about the first episode because I genuinely just have no idea what's happening. Will went missing. It was a creepy dark figure that took him maybe. And everybody's looking for him. And also Steve Harrington and Nancy Wheeler started making out, and they chose the song Africa by Toto. Why did they do that? That's not a makeout song. So if I'm understanding this correctly, the Department of Energy made a portal, and the portal opens up another universe, and that's why it's all gooey, and that's where that shadow figure came from. I'm gonna have to just keep watching though. If you've ever seen any of my videos, you know that we have to do the characters I liked and the characters I did not like. So we're gonna just kick it off right fresh. Who did I not like? Hopper. Don't like Hopper. Will's mom. A little bit too dramatic. I know her kid's missing, but like, little too dramatic. Barb. Barbara? Just, I could do without. She was only on the screen for like maybe 30 seconds, but I could do without Barb. Jonathan. I'm not a huge fan of Jonathan. He's a little weird. And not weird in a good way. You know what I mean? Let's go into the list of people I did like, though. For sure, Steve Harrington. I am Team Steve all the way. I'm going to commit to that right now. Team Steve through and through. I really like Millie Bobby Brown. I think she's a little bit weird right now, like, because she's not talking, and the acting is a little bit, like, particular, because that's what she's supposed to do. But I like Millie Bobby Brown in real life. So I'm also gonna like her character on this show, I think. Mike. I think I like Mike. Mike wants to help people. Mike wants to help Millie Bobby Brown. That's a green flag. So Mike, I'm here for it. And lastly, Nancy. Nancy's putting aside the books, having a little fun. Shout out to Nancy. Okay, I think I'm a fan of her as well. I'm gonna say it. I ship Nancy Wheeler and Steve Harrington. I'm here for it. Absolutely. Let's get on the SS relationship here all the way through. Let's see them right to the end. I am indifferent to Will, Lucas, and Dustin. I had to ask somebody what their names were, but Will, Lucas, Dustin, I don't know enough about them. I can't really decide if I like them or not, so we're just going to leave it at that. And last but not least, I just have a couple takeaways from this episode that I'm going to kind of predict going forward. Number one, I think maybe everybody was done dirty with their haircuts, and I'm hoping it's going to get better. I predict better haircuts in the future, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. The little Dungeons and Dragons kid, Mike, I think he's in love with Millie Bobby Brown. So yeah. Hopper, the police officer, and Will's mom, I'm sensing some chemistry there. I'm sensing something's gonna happen, or something has already happened, and I could see that. And last, I want to make a wild prediction, but Hopper? I think maybe Hopper could be Millie Bobby Brown's dad. How do we feel about that one? Because I feel pretty good, but probably wrong. That's episode 1. Let's dive into number 2. I have to be so for real with you. I watched the first 20 minutes of this episode and I was like, we have gotten nowhere. What was the point of that 20 minutes? Except for Mike showing 11 a bunch of things from their world. And then the plot twist came when 11 pointed at the photo of Will and was like, I know him. And then the other plot twist came when 11 had superpowers. I don't know what kind of show I thought this was, but I didn't think that there was going to be superpowers. I want to give an honorable mention to all of these boys' mothers, teenage boys, because 11 started changing in front of them. They were like, no, don't. They were raised right. It seemed wildly inconvenient to get a telephone that doesn't go back on the wall, like the old one. Is that just me? Joyce? If you're going to buy a telephone, get 2 weeks advance salary, maybe buy a good telephone. We did come to learn, though, that Will and Jonathan have some daddy issues. And I think that's probably going to play into this show later on. So we'll keep our eyes peeled for that. Jonathan taking pictures of the people partying. It was giving Tyler from 13 Reasons Why. Didn't love that. Jonathan actually might be my least favorite character at the moment because that was really creepy. Let's be better. Barbara. Let's talk about Barbara. Barbara, basically what high school is like is that you need to let your friends make mistakes even once you've told them it's a bad idea. And then you have to be there to support them afterwards, even though you knew it was a bad idea the whole time. You don't say I told you so. You just support them. And that's how it works, because they're going to come to the realization that you were right all along, but you saying I told you so isn't going to do anything. Barb needs to just be a little bit better at supporting from a distance. Also, Barb needs to learn how to use a knife. What do you mean you cut your thumb trying to shotgun? Come on, Barb. What's going on here? Be better, Barbara. Alright, takeaways from this episode. Number 1, the government is bad. What's new? Number 2, Barbara might be in love with Nancy. I don't know what kind of vibes this show has, but I just want to throw out that prediction. Number 3, I'm assuming that when Millie Bobby Brown took that little wizard and said, Will, in the board game, and then she flipped the board upside down, I'm assuming she's trying to tell us Will is the wizard in the upside down. Is it that simple? Like, Will is going to have superpowers because she used a wizard to describe him, so she's like, this guy can do magic now too, and I'm going to flip the board, and this is where he is. And then the Demigurin, the demi-dude is guarding him in the upside down, and Will can also control electricity from the upside down. That's my takeaway. I don't know if that's right, but we'll find out, probably. But I feel like 11 used a wizard specifically. Like, it's one of those editing director things where they're like, oh, we're going to use the wizard. We could have used a mini Yoda, but instead we're using, like, a wizard because Will's going to have wizard powers or something later on. And last but not least, Barb's dead. So, rip to Barb. I don't know. I'm not going to miss her, personally. So we picked up right where we left off, and where we left off was Barbara was dead. And now, I don't really know what's going on because she woke up and she was all slimy. And that would be really gross. So I think rip Barb, but I don't really know anymore. This show has me genuinely just so confused. I'm staring at the screen, I'm like, what is going on? I don't understand 11. I don't understand why her nose bleeds and then her ears bleed. And what is that black gooey stuff on the wall? I think, honestly, Steve was in the right by ripping up those pictures that Jonathan took. I don't think he was in the right breaking his camera, but all of it was very creepy. And I think the best approach to that situation was definitely confrontation. I think the gray-haired dude, Brennan? Mr. Brennan or Dr. Brennan or something? I think that's 11's dad. If that's her dad, Will and Jonathan are not the only ones with daddy issues. I think Hopper would make a lovely father to her. And I wish that somehow we could just get that dynamic going. Maybe Hopper can become her dad. There's no chance Will's dead, though. Like, that wasn't his body. You can't tell me otherwise. There's no way it was his body. Also, did Jonathan not see, like, a giant hole in the wall? I'm so confused. Ah! What even is this show? So Will's dead, they found his body, but Will's not dead because they're still talking to him. And then his mom talked to him, and then they filled his body with cotton. Does anyone else hear how absurd this sounds? Is that his real body? He's with Barb, is what I'm understanding. There's no hole in Joyce's wall, except now there is because she literally put one there. But can we talk about, she put a hole in the wall, but there was no debris on the outside. So whoever was in charge of props, next time, let's just be a little bit better. Let's elevate the experience, because if I'm axing this way, debris is going to go out that way. I think I'm a fan of Hopper. I like him now. I don't know why, but I am a fan of Hopper. I'm still not a fan of Joyce because she's like justifiably losing her mind. And it's all like, we're watching it happen, and I'm still like, this lady is crazy. And I'm literally seeing it play out. I can't imagine how people would feel not seeing it play out. This is a TV show. Why am I talking like it's real? Crazy. Could you guys see something on that photo that Nancy and Johnny Boy developed? Because I couldn't. I was like, that's just a black blurb. I don't see anything. I don't even understand anymore. So, yeah, cool. We're just gonna keep going. 4 episodes in, and like, what is even going on anymore?
I don't know.
I think I just have to keep watching.